Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 207. Was supposed to be 206, but there was just too much work left for me to do to complete my swatches and my color family chart for the full set of the Black Widows. I ended up buying, again, the full set of 180 in a different case, and I took the two sets I was missing in this case, which was the Monarch and the Dragon, integrated everything, went off to look for my swatch sheets and discovered that, alas, I had not done hardly anything on my swatch sheets. These are the hole punched ones that I use day to day. You can see that this set is a variety of different pencil looks as they've come out with different releases of these different sets of these. They have changed. So this is a set that I really have to have a swatch system to keep track of what I'm using. So now they are all in. I think if you were curious how much time went into the swatching, I actually swatched 3 different things. I have created an index, and that is a free download. So I had to color in every color. I did choose for my sort order to go with, sorry about that, Coloring Bliss. They tend to, Jennifer and her husband, tend to like the browns to be in the color tone area. So you'll see this DG 145 up here in like the khaki yellow green. The only thing I didn't like about this sort order, but I thought it was still the best one out there, is that the yellows, the vibrant yellows, are not at the front like I typically prefer. I then decided to be all fancy and make, so for the first 96, you'll see I did a dark triangle and then a light triangle. So that took time. As I realized that this was, of course, I expected this to be halfway done, but I wasn't prepared for the actual swatches that I use on the day-to-day basis to only have like 6 colored in. So this is what took the amount of time. So as I pulled each pencil from the Monarch and Dragon set, I did all 3 items, and that took me, I believe, at least a solid 8 to 10 hours maybe. I didn't really keep track. I just was working on it constantly because I had promised it and was surprised that this was not done. So another downloadable is a sheet of these color numbers that have the code for which pencil set, which I really like. And that is a downloadable. I'll have the link to it to my coffee shop in the description. I can't really show you the color order and what it all looks like because it's kind of a hodgepodge of a different variety of pencils. So I will show that in a minute, but I want to talk about the pencils themselves. In 180 pencils, I have one that has no, it looks like it was a misprint. It didn't get fed properly, so it has nothing on it. Through process of elimination, I have discovered it is SC74. Since it is the only one that is flawed like this, I'm not even going to bother to add a label to it. The new sets, the Dragon and the Monarchs, have an interesting, oh, I have to pause. Hub is calling me. I am back. Hub was in the middle of something he needed an extra hand with outside. So the new sets have the longest dipped ends, and for the some of the colors, I'm not sure what the logic is, but when they did this extra glossy finish, and you look at, say, this one, the end is the color, but not this side. The side is not browny tan. These dipped ends some of the colors, like this bright green, match the end cap. Maybe there is a little bit of discoloration even on this green. So I have two as an example that I have pulled out that show the difference. This end cap is a dark orange and it matches this orange, but the end cap on this skin tone peachy color is very dark on the side and is very pale on the end. So if I take a piece of scratch paper, you can also look at the tips, see how dark this end it looks compared to the tip. So there's how light it is, and there's how dark the tip, the dipped end is. So needless to say, I really felt strongly that I needed to stop everything and get these swatched appropriately. These two greens that are going the other direction were what caught my eye initially, and then I have found that scattered throughout, lots of the colors have the faded, I don't even call it faded, it's almost like it's brown. I suspect the shiny finish surface after the paint discolored, and this is even a little bit on the pinkish side. So let's now look at, oh, the new set. So I bought these used. The new set that came, every single pencil has been sharpened to a lovely point. And because my swatching was not done on the first sets, I wanted to share how chunky this core actually is. The cores, I'm going to set this down a little closer. I believe that the cores on the Monarch and the Dragon are actually smaller than the cores on the earlier sets. And we are going to take a look together. I hope you can see that this chunky core on the right is a skin tone set. Now let me grab a Black Widow. I want to grab something darker. I don't know which is better on a black wood pencil. Here is a Cobra. Oh, okay. So you guys can make the judgment call. I really think that the middle one has a bigger core than, so the skin tones have a bigger core. If anybody knows, my particular caliper hasn't been working and I haven't bought a replacement. But what do you guys think for the core sizes? Do they vary? Have they, I do not know the age of any of my sets. I believe that the first set that I bought, which was an in-person purchase, was from 2015-16 because the colored pencil books that I bought from her were from that era. So I'm looking, the colors on this particular purpley blue is like a mauve color, but it's actually on the end, it is like lavender. And there you can see it is definitely lavender, and here is the tip. So be aware of that. These pencils, every one of them was lovely to swatch. Let's put this one back. And let's now share the full color palette. I would say that these are on the vibrant side. They are very bright, but you do have some muted colors like SL15, SD008. Lots of tans and creams of various tones. A lot of sets don't have this many beige creams in the various tones. They do the pink. I don't see, well, here's a very light pink and another one. So this is like more like a gray pink and a light pink. So they do have a light pink. I love this color here, a gray blue. The lightest blue I see is DG 149. Because everything that I printed out for my swatching didn't have names, I don't have those names to tell you what the names are. I would have to dig into every one of them. I like this color here. These 4 light tones. There are a lot of very close tones. So this set, let's see, let's find the closest matching, very close colors. So you have all these yellows, and I would say you could get away with having only 2 of these yellows. You could get away with like SC63 and CB34. I don't think you need all of them, but this CB24 is going toward the apricot side. Here's some nice light apricots, which I love. Some sets don't have the apricot. They go just like pink orange, so they don't go to the peach tones. These 2 are very dark browns. I hope you can see that. So they do go from this brown, and then each one is a little bit darker. You don't really have to have all 3 of these browns. They're very close. But like this one and this one look different, so you could not have the middle one. And that is from 3 different sets. But all in all, I really love the palette. I'm happy that I chose this particular sort order for something a little bit different from what I am used to. Let's now look at my swatches. So this is what took, we're going to look at them sideways. This is what took all of my time. I already had these created. I already had the sticker sheets. This is a glossy sticker sheet. I have a bunch of them. I got them from Amazon. Came from someplace in China, so that all I had to do was peel it apart and apply them. I did have to add fixative. I do have an inkjet printer, so if you buy something like these stickers that are for inkjet, be prepared to have to put a layer of fixative on to help keep them from smudging, even though you let them dry for days. I still had to put fixative on. I like the codes so that I can easily tell what set they come from. There are enough greens. In fact, every color palette seems to be like at least 18 colors. The lightest representation, if I'm looking across here, is probably blue, I would say, and maybe orange. But the colors are beautiful. Here's all of the pinks, and then that, I love that muted gray pink. Again, I would love to tell you the colors because they're color names. This particular part of the sheet is where I had some problems, and it does not any longer smudge. This is a single PDF, single page PDF. You print it out on the piece of paper, and you could actually just use regular paper and put down either glue, like craft glue, or you could use a tear and tape, double-sided adhesive, anything like that from card crafting would work. And then here's the oranges with peaches mixed in, going into the warm brown tones. Lots of the yellows. Like I said, a lot of sets don't have enough yellows, but I think this set errs on the side of many yellows, and I'm not going to argue with that. 2 whites. You can't really see them. I do have them on my white chart, and when I do my detailed walkthrough, I will do my test sheet, and we will evaluate all of those things, as well as look at the whites as they compare to all of my other sets. And that is it. I have officially integrated the Black Widows 100% into my world, and I have completed them. The completionist in me is very happy to now have the complete set. And again, the whole it's hard to tell how much I paid, being the bargain hunter that I am, because when I spent the $25 on the skin tones Cobra, Black Widow, and Scorpion, it was $25 for that set, plus like 3 other sets of pencils and a set of fine liners. There was like 6 sets. This was the biggest. And then the second set that I just got while I was on or I wouldn't call it vacation, well, I was on a trip, was $65, and that was the total of what I paid. So that's it. Do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And next up is going to be the Daily Color. I will see you then.